The next question is 2x minus 3 upon x square minus 1 into 2x plus 3. But you are watching that function is a rational function. First of all, we need to check the numerator's degree as well as denominator's degree. So numerator's degree, it is of course 1, the highest power is 1 here, and in denominator factors are available. But after multiplication of factors, what we'll get, the highest power we'll get is x square into x. When it will multiply, we get 3 as maximum power. So its degree is 3. So but we are watching that numerator's degree is of course lesser than denominator's degree. So we can apply the partial fractions directly if we'll get the factors here. So of course we are watching in the question that factors are already available. So we can apply the partial fractions here. But before doing partial fractions, what you are watching, this is not a linear factor because its power is 2. This is a linear factor because 2x plus 3, x power is 1. But here's the x power is 2. First of all, can we make it as linear factor? Of course, we can apply the formula a plus b and a minus b. Can we apply the formula? So, after application of formula, after applying the formula, what we'll get x plus 1, x minus 1 and 2x plus 3. All are linear factors and all are different. So, we can apply the partial fractions then. So, what we can do, x minus 1, x plus 1, 2x plus 3 will substitute equals to, of course we want to segregate it out, so what we need to take here, a upon the first factor, b upon the second factor, plus c upon 2x plus 3. Of course in previous question what we did, we had two different factors, two linear different factors. We took a upon the very first factor plus b upon second factor. Now instead of two factors, now we have three different linear factors. So what we did, a upon the first factor plus b upon second factor and c upon third factor. And after taking LCM, what we'll get, x minus 1, x plus 1 into 2x plus 3. Here a into, of course x minus 1 is there, so we'll multiply with a into x plus 1 into 2x plus 3. And with b, we will multiply x minus 1 into 2x plus 3, and with c, we'll multiply 2x plus 3 is already there, so we'll multiply x minus 1 into x plus 1, and x minus 1 into x plus 1, we can apply the formula a square minus b square, it is x square minus 1. Now in left hand side, what we have, 2x by 3, 2x minus 3 into x minus 1, x plus 1 into 2x plus 3. Now denominators values are equal, so we can cut the denominator's value. Now first of all, we need to open the brackets. Here we have 2x minus 3 equals to a into 2x square, 3x plus 2x, which is 5x plus 3 plus b, 2x square, 3x minus 2x, which is plus x minus 3, and here c into x square minus 1. Now if we'll get x square as common, what becomes inside? 2 into a, 2a, 2 into b, because here it is x square, and here's the x square term only, plus c. Now can we take x as common? What is the coefficient of x here now? 5 into a into x, which is 5ax, x is outside, what is left behind? 5a. Now b into x bx, x is already out, which now b is left behind, and there is no term of x here. Now we find the constant term a into 3, which is 3a, b into minus 3, which is minus 3b, and c into minus 1, which is minus c. And here we have 2x minus 3. Of course there is no term of, here we have the term with x square, but we don't have any term with x square, so we'll take it as 0 x square. So can we compare the coefficients now? A plus 2b plus c. This is the coefficient of x square, and here's the coefficient of x square is equals to 0. Another equation we get is coefficient of x, 5a plus b, and here's the coefficient of x is 2. 5a plus b equals to 2, And what is the constant term here? It is 3a minus 3b minus c, and here's a constant term is minus 3. Now we have three equations and we want three values of a, b and c. Now we can apply elimination method. If you want to apply a substitution method or any other method, it's up to you. I'm applying elimination method here. I'm taking first, this is second equation, this is third equation. I'm taking first and third equation. Now 2a plus b plus 2b plus c equals to 0, and we have 3a minus 3b minus c equals to minus 3. It is 5a minus b equals to minus 3. We have equation with a and b. Here we have equation with a and b. So we can we do elimination method again here? Plus b is equals to 2, and after applying elimination method, what will get 10a is equals to minus 1. We get the value of a, which is minus 1 by 10. Now we'll substitute, put this value into. After that we get the value of b. 5 into minus 1 by 10 plus b equals to 2. It is minus 1 by 2. When it goes to that side, it becomes plus 1 by 2. It becomes 5 by 2. So b's value is 5 by 2. Now we have the value of a and b. Can we substitute in 1? 2 into a plus 2 into b plus c equals to 0. So c is plus 5. When it goes to another side, it becomes minus 5. It is minus 1 by 5. It becomes, when it goes to this side, it becomes plus 1 by 5. So it is minus 24 by 5. Now we have the values of a, b and c. We'll substitute and we'll find the integral now. What was the function? It was 2x minus 3 whole upon x minus 1 x plus 1 into 2x plus 3, and we substituted it a upon x minus 1. What is a? Minus 1 by 10 upon x minus 1. Then what is the value of b? B is 5 by 2. B was 5 by 2. So plus 5 by 2 b upon x plus 1, and the last one was c. What is the value of c? It is minus 24 by 5 1 upon 2x plus 3 dx. Now we have three different segregated functions. We can apply its integration easily. So it's 1 upon x minus 1's integration is log of x minus 1, and minus 1 by 10 was outside, plus 5 by 2 log of x plus 1, and minus 24 by 5 log of 2x plus 3. But here's chain rule is applicable. First of all, we applied the integral of 1 by x. Now we'll take the first function, integrate, and second function onwards, differentiate in multiplication. So second function is 2x plus 3 and its differentiation is 2. So 2x plus 3's differentiation is 2. Sorry, we'll do differentiation in denominator. What was chain rule in integration? Chain rule is integration is saying, first of all, we'll integrate the very first function. Here's the first function is 1 upon 2x plus 3. That is in the form of 1 by x. Its integration is log of x. First of all, we'll integrate first function, and second function onwards will differentiate in denominator. So second function was 2x plus 3. Its differentiation is 2. So in denominator I have written 2. So this 2 will cut out with 24, it becomes minus 24, minus 12 by 5 log of 2x plus 3 plus c. The constant term is c. Hope this question is clear. Let's do one last question. Now the third question is I is equals to 2x plus 1 upon 18 minus 4x minus x square. It's a rational function, but you are watching that denominator's degree is 1 and numerator's degree is 1 and denominator's degree is 2. Of course degree is lesser than numerator's degree is lesser than denominator's degree, so we can apply the partial fractions. But we can apply the partial fractions only then if the factors are possible in denominator. First of all, we'll make the factors here. If it is possible, then we can apply the partial fraction. 18 minus 4x minus x square. Can we take minus as common? X square plus 4x minus 18. Now we have 18. When the factors of 18, what are the factors of 18? It is 3 into 3 into 2. We have to use these factors and we'll make 2 factors from these 3 factors, and after addition or subtraction we just want 4. But you're watching 9 and 2, there are 2 factors 9 and 2, or another 2 factor 6 and 3. These 2 factors can come from these 3 factors, but after addition or subtraction we cannot getting 4. So here the factors are not possible. If the factors are not possible, then we cannot apply partial fractions. In that case, what we can do, in that case when the partial fractions are not possible, in that case we need to apply the complete scaling terms. That means complete scaling criteria we need to apply here. What is complete scaling criteria? I'll let you know. First of all, another thing that we are watching, that before applying complete scaling criteria, we need to watch on numerator. What we are watching here, it is 2x plus 1. So if we are watching that denominator, when we'll do the differentiation of denominator, what we are getting, it is minus 4 minus 2x. So 2x is already available, negative sign is not available. Here it is 2x plus 1. So can we make minus 4 minus 2x in numerator after taking some term in multiplication or division, after doing something? So we can make this term. So what we can do here, first of all we need negative sign with x, minus 2, we need minus 2. So first of all what we'll do, we'll take negative sign outside and we'll take negative sign inside. So it becomes 2x minus 1, 18 minus 4x minus x square. What we are doing here, first of all we check the factors of denominator. Here's the factors are not possible. To make. So what we did, the second criteria, then it is saying, then if factors are not possible, we cannot apply partial fractions, then we can apply complete scaling criteria. But before doing that criteria, numerator should be constant. But here's the numerator is a variable. So first of all, what we'll do, we can we find out the differentiation of denominator. It is minus 4 minus 2x. Now what we are doing, we are changing the numerator into this term, minus 4 minus 2x. So we need first of all negative sign with 2x. So what we did, negative sign, we take negative sign outside and negative sign inside. Of course balancing is there, minus, and when negative sign will take common, minus will become plus, and the same function we get. Now minus 2x is here. Now we need minus 4. If we need minus 4, can we add plus 4 then? Because we need minus 4 to make the differentiation of denominator. We want differentiation of denominator and numerator, then we need minus 4 as well. So what we did, minus 4, we subtract minus 4, and then of course to make the equilibrium position, to attain the equilibrium position, if we are subtracting 4, we have to add 4. Now it is minus 2x minus 4 and minus 1 plus 4. It is extra, it becomes plus 3. 18 minus 4x minus x square dx. Now negative sign outside, minus 2x minus 4 whole upon 18 minus 4x minus x square dx. We are segregating it. Now this function and minus plus minus 3 is outside because it is constant. 1 upon 18 minus 4x minus x square dx. Why we did? Why we make the denominators differentiation in numerator? Just because of this very reason. Now what you are watching, there are two different functions, and first function, and we can apply the formula here. And in denominator here's the function, and in numerator its derivative is available. So we already did one formula that if function derivative is in numerator, then its integral is equals to log of fx plus c. Log of fx plus c. So we can directly apply the formula here, log of. Now what is the function here? 18 minus 4x minus x square. So I equals to minus of, because negative sign is outside, and inside we can apply the formula log of fx. What is fx here? 18 minus 4x minus x square, and minus 3, and I am taking it as I1, because now we'll solve I1 and after that we'll substitute here. Take it as 1. Now we need to solve I1. Now what is I1? I1 is 1 upon 18 minus 4x minus x square dx. Now of course factors are not possible, partial fractions we cannot take. So we need to apply complete scaling. Complete scaling is saying there are 4 steps. First step is coefficient of x square. I am writing there. This is the first equation. I am writing on top negative log of 18 minus 4x minus x square minus 3i. We need to substitute here. This is first equation. Now complete scaling criteria is saying coefficient of x square, it should be 1, and second point is saying take the coefficient of x and multiply it 1 by 2. Scaling the term get from 2. The term we are getting, that means after taking coefficient of x and we'll multiply 1 by 2, the term will get, will do the scaling. Now after doing the scaling, we'll add and subtract the above term. So these are the 4 particular ways to do the complete the scaling. Now first of all, coefficient of x square should be 1. We'll take negative sign as common because here the coefficient of x square is minus 1. So after taking negative sign as common, we'll get x square plus 4x minus 18 dx. Now coefficient of x square is equals to 1. First criteria we are meeting. So the second criteria is take the coefficient of x and multiply it 1 by 2. What is the coefficient of x? 4, and we'll multiply it 1 by 2. We get 2. Scale the term get from 2. We are getting 2 here. We'll do scaling. So after scaling, but we'll do the fourth step, add and subtract this term. That means the scaling of 2 will add and subtract. Minus 1 upon x square plus 4x plus 2 square. We are adding 2 square and we are subtracting 2 square. The scaling, third term is saying the scaling of this term, and fourth part is saying add and subtract the same term. So we are adding 2 square and we are subtracting 2 square. Here we are here we can apply the formula a square plus b square plus 2ab. It is a plus b whole square, and 18 minus 4, it becomes minus 22. Can we write minus 22 as under root 22's whole square? Negative sign is outside, dx. So when this negative sign goes inside, what will get? I1 equals to dx whole upon under root 22's whole square minus x plus 2's whole square. So here integral of 1 upon a square minus x square. Integral of a square minus x square. What is the integration of this? Its formula is, it is 1 by 2a log of a plus x upon a minus x plus c. This is the formula. 1 by 2a log of a plus x upon a minus x plus c. So we are applying formula here. It is 1 by 2. What is a? A is under root 22. A is under root 22 log of a plus x. Under root 22 plus, in place of x we have x plus 2 whole upon a minus x minus 2 plus c1. Now this is the value of I1. We'll substitute here and we get the value of I. Now I equals to minus log of 18 minus 4x minus x square minus 3. What is I1? 1 upon 2 under root 22 log of under root 22 plus x plus 2 under root 22 minus x minus 2 plus c. So we get the integral of I. So this is the value of integration I, integral I. Hope the questions are clear. We did 3 type of questions here, 3 questions and all 3 different types. The first type was, in first question there were 2 linear factors, 2 linear different factors. We applied partial fraction and by taking a upon first factor plus b upon second factor, we find a and b, and after that apply integration and we'll get the answer. The second question was in which there were 3 different linear factors. We applied the same criteria. Instead of taking a and b, we took a, b and c, 3 different values. Now in third question, but we saw that in denominator there was a function but whose factors was not possible. Now if the factors are not possible, the next criteria is to complete the squaring. So complete the squaring criteria is only possible when in numerator there is constant function. But in this question there was a variable function. It was it was 2x plus 1. So first of all, what we did, we applied the formula function and in numerator functions derivative. We made functions derivative in numerator, and actually after making functions derivative in numerator, we get 2 different functions. So one was, in one part we applied the formula function and in numerator its derivative, and in another part we applied complete the scaling, but because we get 3 of 1 upon 18 minus 4x minus x cube, sort of that we get this equation. So this equation, of course factors are not possible, and of course in numerator constant function is there. So if constant function is there and factors are not possible, then the last choice is, the last step that we can do is complete the scaling, and after complete the scaling we get this term, and here's the formula is applicable, a square minus x square. It's 1 upon a square minus x square. Its formula is 1 by 2a log of a plus x upon a minus x. So remember this thing, First of all, if numerator's degree is lesser than denominator's degree, I'm making one flow chart, easy flow chart. If numerator's degree is lesser than denominator's degree, then the two things can there. Factors possible in denominator, factors not possible in denominator. If factors are possible in denominator, if different factors, different linear factors apply partial. If factors are possible, now we did only one criteria of partial fraction if we have different linear factor. Tomorrow we'll do another, then the factors will be repeating. Now here if the different linear factors are there, then apply partial. But if factors are not possible in denominator, first of all make numerator as derivative of denominator. Make numerator as derivative of denominator. We can apply functions derivative upon functions integral, which is log of fx plus c. This is only possible. Factors not possible in denominator. Make numerator as derivative of denominator. We can apply this. If numerator is equals to constant, numerator is constant, then apply complete scaling criteria in denominator. Hope the parts are clear. Numerator's degree is lesser than denominator's degree, then there are two cases, factors possible or factors not possible. If factors are possible, then it is quite simple that we'll do partial fraction. If factors not possible, then what we'll do in factors are not possible, then there are two cases. We'll check numerator. If numerator contains one function, then we'll apply this very criteria, function and function's derivative. We'll make its derivative in numerator. But whenever, if numerator contains constant, then we can directly apply the complete the scaling criteria and we'll get the answer. By this flow chart, it's quite easy that we did today. So tomorrow we'll do the partial fractions whenever the factors are repeating. Today we did that when the linear factors are different. Now tomorrow we'll do when the linear factors are there but the factors are repeating. In that case, what we can do, we'll do by tomorrow. Till then, stay home and be happy. Thank you so much.